Hello out there. Before I get started on the charts and market report here this morning, I want to remind everybody that watches the video, non-members, that we have a free trading room over here. I'll have the link below in the video if you want to give it a shot. Go try it out. Download the app. You just have to be in the room one time. Download the app and you'll get any updates that we post out there. Now, this is for non-members. Members, you're going to get so much more value in the members' room. So you're not going to miss anything if you don't go into that room, okay? But for those that would like a trading room for free, the Alert app, please come on over. Check out that link below. Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope we all ate good, slept good last night. Morning, Mike, Stu, Blue, Thomas, JW, Jan, Tom, John. Hey, Bob, how's it going? Let's see here. Let me get a few things squared away. I really need another monitor. I might make that a project today and tomorrow. Just get another monitor. Okay, there we go. All right, looks like futures are up a little bit. Here's the SPY, and it's looking a little froggy this morning. That would be cool. That really would. So far on the SPY, we've got a trend here. Price, the T-line, the trend indicator is now above the 50-period moving average. I think that is a really good thing. That's not a guarantee we're going to keep moving up. But when it comes to trading, this sure adds a little bit of validity to the trend. A little more, I don't know, gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling, I guess. That's the best way to put it. Now the only thing is the bulls need to keep it there. Good morning, Ron. How are you? So, yeah, that's going to be pretty important here. I'm going to watch that day. Hey, don't forget about all the earnings coming up. This is so important. I also want to remind members that we did a rounded bottom breakout class. Actually, it was 2 days, but they were separate classes, not like it's, they were continued or anything. You can find it by when you go to the members login page. When you log in, right where you go to enter the trading room here, just go down below and you'll find it right here in this area right here. Also, I want to remind you that you can find any news events by clicking on that button I just clicked on there, and there we go. This is just, hit this little arrow down here and it starts moving this. If you're interested in times on what goes on, here's some times here. And then a little bit about the trading room, the moderator. We're here, I'm going to skip through where I want to get to. Here's some helpful information maybe for you. But this is what I really want right here. There we go. And then what you'll need to do is refresh this by clicking on this link right up here. And when you do, bada boom, bada bang, and here you go. So you can see today that the GDP numbers, you can see the jobless claims here, the EIA natural gas report, and the Fed balance sheet down here, and a bunch of other stuff. Some of this other stuff really doesn't matter. And you can see what's coming up on Friday. You can see what happened this past week. So this is a great little sheet to go to if you like to know this stuff and, just be aware. It's nice to be aware just so you're not blindsided. Like, oh, man, I forgot about that. And so anyway, kind of a little neat page there. So members, check it out, please. Also, if you have any ideas for that page anywhere in there, please let us know. You just might be surprised what happens there. So, all right, let's look at some charts, okay? So right now on the SPY, Yesterday was a great day, fantastic day. We've got a J-hook continuation pattern setting up right now, and that's this right here. There we go. We've got the 50-period moving average acting as some pretty good support. I like that. We may be headed up to the dotted deuce, which is this line right there, and then followed by the 200-period moving average. I'm sure there's other moving averages that somebody might be looking at, but these are what I look at, so that's where I'm going to go with that. So a little inside day so far. The big trick today is going to be hold up. There's something called a T-line run. We haven't talked about it in a long time. But what that is when, let me set something up for you here. Let's just say that that's the T-line right there. And then this is price. Let's do this as price. There we go. So, however price gets on top of the T-line, and it can certainly pull back, we know that, and do something like that. We call that a T-line run. And when we start to get 3, 4, 5 days up there, it starts to be fairly impressive, especially if you are in the position early on. An example is this right here. So maybe you were in here. This broke it. It didn't kill it, but it broke it. And even then, that's maybe questionable, because if we went back to this day, the T-line wouldn't be turned up like this. It might be flat, so it might just be sitting there. And then you see how we ran the T-line up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here we broke it, so 5 days here. So it would be nice to see this run up another 4, 5, 6 days. Anyway, that's what we call a T-line run here. The whole point to that is, as long as we can stay above that T-line area, then I think we've got this relief rally is still intact quite well. If we start to break down through that T-line and we're too far up here, remember, we just recently broke out of that 50-period moving average. And there is a real possibility that if this happens, that price needs to come back and test that 50-period moving average. So anyway, keep an eye on that. So far, the bulls are working. Let's take a look at NVIX, a few trades that I've got on the watch list here. You can see how we've got this double bottom here. We've rallied up, pulled back, and now we've got this J-hook set up. Looks like this morning we're opening up with an inside day. So to me, there's the whole, when I look at the chart, I can get this chart pattern, and then we can, I'll put a little circle like this. And then what can this chart do for me? From this breakout area, we've got to move up to this top up here. That's one thing it can do for me. And then I'm going to go right up here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So there's a lot here that this chart can do for me here. The entry, I honestly, I believe, is probably one of the most unimportant things there are in charting. You just have some rules there. I mean, it's about where you put your stop, and it's about what the chart can do for you. Once you find the setup, it's pretty easy. Once you enter, you put your stop in. If you enter the chart, let's say right here, if you enter up here, right there, well, I don't think putting your stop down here at the swing low is the right thing to do. We're swing traders. So when we buy something, we expect it to go up, not go down. And this would be just flat ass going down. Now we understand if there's a little bit of jiggling, a little bit of wiggling around where after you buy it, but there's a big difference between wiggling around, and that's just flat broken down there if we get down there. So, if you bought it on the up here, you're not going to put your stop down there. If you buy it right here, okay, you might put your stop down there. You see how the entry is just it's sort of It's not really high on the list. The first thing is to get a good chart. Second thing is, what can the chart do for you? Anyway, sorry, I probably shouldn't have talked about that during this video here. Here we've got a nice double bottom coming off the 1,000 period moving average. Actually, a very nice chart. We've broken out of this top here. You can see the bullish W pattern. We've broken out. Now here is the J-hook setup. It looks like the bulls are still very much involved here. Okay, so where are we going to enter? Somewhere in that area, and or a breakout. Okay, so what can this chart do for us? So I'm going to put a line right here at this top. I'm going to put a line at my dotted deuce because that's what I do. And I'm going to go up here to the 200. There you go. That's simple. I'm going to start at the 50 period moving average. I'm going to move up, and that's 23.7%. This is the area I now become a trader in. This is where we've got to put our grown-up pants on, and we've got to manage our trade if we're in this trade right here. Manage price, manage any resistance that shows up, manage any news that pops out of the woodwork. But that's where we now manage the trade. Take a look at MRO. I think it's set in. We talked about this yesterday, maybe the day before, but yesterday I know. So I'm looking at the 50 period moving average and possibly a little higher up here. So we don't need this line. I'm going to go right here. I'm just going to use those tops right there, that's all. And then I'm going to put another line at the 50 period moving average. I'm going to start at the T line, the bottom. Oops, that's not the right one. Start right at the bottom here. There you go. So you've got a 23% playground in here. There's your entry area. It's not tough. It really isn't. GE, and GE is looking pretty sweet here. I like what that's doing. Up here to about the dotted deuce of the 1,000 period moving average, there's 16%. If we bring this up higher to the 200, which is very, very possible, there's 29%. You can see the T-line run that we have. We closed over the T-line right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days so far. By the way, I have never found some correlation to, oh, it's been 10 days, it's got to come back. No, it doesn't. Because it can come back, price being it. Price can come back and stay above the T-line. Come back. Look where we opened. So that's the rest period right in there. All right. So great looking chart here. Let's get rid of this. What's an entry? There you go. It's not really tough. It's really not. Some people use 5-minute charts, excuse me, for an entry. Some 15, some 10 minutes, some the daily, some the weekly, some the 1-minute chart. If it's working for you, keep doing it. If it's valuable to you, keep doing it. If you find that that chart that you enter on is always giving you problems, a little later on it's just not working out, well, maybe try something else. Check with us in the trading room. Ask us questions. Who knows? Just might be able to help. Look at Ford. Ford reported last night, I guess, doing wonderful. Look at the T-line run going on in Ford here. Look at the Trinicator run going into Ford. Anybody think it can go up here to the 200 period moving average? I do. Why not? So let's put a trade together. Pretty simple. First thing I want to know is, what can this chart do for me? Oh, 27, 20 to 27%. I always try to go a little bit lower because price just might move down, and I want to find where the base part of it is. So there we go. Entry's pretty simple, right in here. There's your trade. Manage your trade. This is where we have to be a trader, right here. Finding charts, if you have the correct tools, is a walk in the park. It's the most easiest, the most visual. It's just so easy if you have the right tools to find the charts. Where you become a trader is now. Setting it up like this, piece of cake. Everybody knows where the 200 is. And I'm just looking at the 200 because this is the type of setup I'm looking at right now. Maybe there's a couple that's not in this area. So it's real easy. Put what possibly can you make on this chart? Where's your entry? Now trade your trade. Take a look at Beam. Here we go. There's one. So Beam now. So where's our target on Beam going to be up here? Let's maybe up here somewhere. See that? I kind of like that. See where we have all those touches up there? And yes, there could be a bit of a problem right here. There could be a bit of a problem right here. Open the wings up though. Go to the high side. Open your wings up a little bit because you can always close the trade out. You can always get out of it. So now let's go here. I see a 49% possibility. Is it more realistic we get to 79.80? Yeah, it is. Is it a little less realistic we get to 86? Yeah. And is it even a little less realistic we get to 97? Of course. The higher you go, the more questionable the trade gets without some kind of pullback. Some kind of pullback that might hurt you anyway. But that's the playing field. We've all seen it. And if you don't think it can do this, check this out. What did we do from here? Let's take it from here. Here we rallied up, we pulled back. Here's the swing. Look at that. Oh, heck, we're still in a T-line run. Okay? There you go. Can we do that again? Why not? Who in the world ever would have thought this would have happened? Trust me, 99% of most traders, probably not. Because 99% of most traders are thinking the world's coming to an end. Look at that. Beautiful trade. It can do it. Texas Instruments just might be in for a ride for a while. And by the way, any chart that might be in for a ride for a while doesn't mean they're not going to have pullbacks that you wish it didn't have. It doesn't mean it's not going to have a pullback that will probably punch somebody in the face. All stocks in a trend pull back. And then they gather their composure, and then they get back into that trend if they're truly going to trend out. So here we've had that T-line run here, and it's like that trend quit right here. We trend out. Well, now we're getting back in the trend. Why can't we do that trend again? Well, jeepers creepers, we've got this resistance up here. Okay, well, what if we waited? I can see why there might be a little concern. Geez, I don't want to get into Texas Instruments here. We've got all this resistance. You could take all those lines off if you want and just follow price. That's one thing to do. Set some rules in here. An example might be take 50% of yesterday's candle. As long as price stays above that and trends in your direction, then it's a trade. If you feel like it's better that you wait till it breaks over the 200, why not? Remember, this is your trade. Your trade. Netflix. Netflix is setting up quite nice, I think. Doing a pretty good job here. 50-period moving average is now even starting to turn up. So what can Netflix do for us? Right from the get-go. And by the way, that class, that where I showed you where those rounded bottom breakout classes are, this sort of thing is covered in there. So members, it's yours. Please go get them both. So there's a 31% trade right here, and then up to the 200. There's an 84% trade. Where's the entry? Oh, anywhere in there maybe. Pullback T-line, something like that. Now from that point, trade your trade. Trade your trade. This is where you have to become a trader. This is where you have to learn to come in and trade. Come into the trading rooms. Either the hit and run candlesticks or the right way options trading room. Ask us. We can work through it. We don't have all the answers, but we can sure talk it through. And, you may have this, oh, hey, I didn't think of that. It just could be helpful. Nokia, somebody in the trading room mentioned it yesterday. Man, I'm liking the way this thing looks. We had this nice big gap up. We've got some consolidation in here. We woke up this morning and the bulls are still kind of active. Now, I do think that we need to break out. Okay, I do think that. And I think 516, 517, 520 is where we want to be. So once we break out, what can this do for us? Well, I'm a moving average guy, so I'm going to pay attention to the 200. Now, I'm also a price action guy too, so the next top up here is right there. So there's a 7.5% trade. The next would be somewhere in this area, it looks like. You see how easy it is to do this? That's 12% trade. Once you get in your entry here, you trade your trade. You manage your trade. PayPal, last one I've got here. PayPal's looking great. A lot of charts are looking like bull kickers, like this right here. We have a dark candle, we gapped up, and there's a space. And there's a lot of charts with that they're not quite a bull kicker. They're like 1 penny off. You know what? I'm going to give it 100% bull kicker status when I see that. And we have a lot of those that showed up yesterday because of good news, where everybody out there, all the traders, all the investors seemed to like what Jay Powell had to say, or earnings last night. Either way, so far we have good news, and that's what's created this bull kicker out here. So here we have a low, a high, a higher low. Boom, we break out. J-hook, let me get rid of all that. There we go. J-hook continuation pattern in the making here. So I'm going to put a line right there because that's where the J-hook starts to break out. So let's see what this chart can do for us. Let's go find some tops. There's one right there. Boom. I'm just going to go right to that one. And then I have to put one right here. I have to. And then I have to put one right here. So I'm going to go right down that bottom one, right up to that top one. So there's a 68% possibility trade. Do you think we could make some money in that? I think so. Let's keep an eye on PayPal, okay? Remember earnings. Earnings, be very careful if you trade through earnings. That's a very dangerous game to play, so watch that. All right, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Happy Thursday to you. Hope everybody's trading goes very, very well. We encourage chatter in the room. We encourage sharing charts. We encourage asking questions. We encourage you sharing what you bought, when you bought, where you bought, when you bought. And we encourage letting us know the losses too. Believe me, we all have them. And we really encourage you sharing your winners. So please share away. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'll be back here in about 15 minutes.